How to edit and organize your family photos fast is our topic today on Luminar Coffee Break. Let's see what we can accomplish in 10 minutes or less, starting now. Hello, everyone, and welcome back after the break. Now, I came up with this idea because in New York and my family, for the holidays, I was my sister had me sit in front of the computer and said, here's a lot of our old family photos. I need you to restore them, organize them, and put them away for us nice. I will admit, I didn't take a lot of holiday photos while I was up there. Believe it or not, my sister is the one who does a lot of our images. So I do feel bad about that. But it gave me the idea how to organize some of the images, and that's what I want to talk about today. And again, this is entirely up to you on how you organize your images, but it has to make sense to you today and then 10 years from now. All right, so let me just jump right in. All right, so here I am, and I'm going to use these examples. My brother Joe's 60th birthday, and yes, let me see if I can bring it up here. We had a birthday party. Here it is, a Willy Wonka themed birthday. Man, 60 years old. He's still a kid. We had a great time. So these were images he wanted for me to organize that we use for his slideshow. All right, so that's why they're all over the place. So what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to come down through, and let me just get to some of these other ones. All right, okay, here. So let's start here. So imagine this, because I didn't organize these properly, it took forever to try to find them. And if we look over here, I did add, right here, a family photo, or a family folder into Luminar Neo. The folder itself resides in my photography folder. So I'm going to right-click on this, back to it. I'll right-click on this, and I'm going to say Show in Explorer or Show in Finder. So here it is. Up here, you'll notice it's on my E drive, which is my external drive, because there's a lot of photos in it, and I have underscore photography. So that's the root folder. Then inside the root folder is where I did come in and created a folder called Family. Now, this folder right here is only of my family. So I had to reconsider on how I wanted to do this. So, which I shouldn't have done it this way, but I did create an underscore family, right here, families. And then from there, I put a lot of other images in there of different families that I photographed over the years. So for my particular family, I'll just hit F. Here it is, family. And then there's all of my images of my family itself. And it's not organized. And I'm not going to do it right now during the show. I'll just give you an example of what I'm going to start doing. Underscore complete. I put that in every one of these subfolders. And the reason for that is when I edit the images, that's where I want them to go. So this way I know these images were edited. If I had a view, let's say, when my brother turned 65, I have to edit or create a slideshow, I'll go to this folder right here, and they're already edited. I don't have to edit anything. All right? So with that being said, now let's jump right back into Luminar Neo, where it's right here. There it is. So now I'm back in Luminar Neo. All right? So underscore Joe's 60th birthday. It's under my family. Well, I'm going to just grab a couple of them. Here's one. I can't believe I'm actually showing you guys some of these. All right, here's when I was young. Let's see, I'm going to put this one in here, one of my brother's friends. Here he is on a vacation without me, of course. I love this shot of my sister and my brother Tommy. And there I am again with my brother Joe that's young. All right, so let's just say these were all images from his birthday party or from a certain time of year, but they're family photos. So I'm going to come over here and under family, right click, new subfolder. So in that new subfolder, I'm going to, let's say, label this as, let's put images of Joe. But let's put, I'm trying to think, old favorites. All right. So now that I made a subfolder called old favorites, you know what I forgot to do though? I forgot to copy them into it. So that's okay. We have old favorites. We did have it under Joe's 60th birthday. Let's see. Complete. Just had right here, Joe's 60th. All right. So let me go back to some of these again. So what I didn't do, I should have dragged and dropped them in, but I didn't. So let's just go back to some of these again. And I said I like that picture of my sister and my brother. I like this one here. Yeah, there's one of me, not part of the family. You know, got that one here. And one of the old ones of me. We'll do this one. All right. Now I could take these and just drag and drop them into old favorites. Right there. So now that I have them in, I moved them from that folder, and later after the show, I'll put them back in there for now, just reorganize them. But what you see is what you get. So on the left-hand side, what you're seeing is what's on my hard drive. So when I drag and drop something from one folder to the other, in real time, it organizes that for me. So think of this as a visual way to organize those images. So if you were to go on a landscaping trip and you have your memory card filled with different locations, if you wanted to organize by locations, you could just put them in one folder and then drag and drop them wherever you want. So think of it as a visual way of organizing your images. All right. So now that I have that set, we'll use this picture of my sister, my brother. All right. I'm going to go to presets and I'm going to ask it to help me. What would look good for this image? And sure enough, it came up with monochrome. And Soulful has always been one of my favorites. So I'm going to click on that one. And I'll give it a moment. Look, it's applying the preset. We can see down here. Once the preset is set, great. Now I do know, because this was a photo of a photo, so there's a lot of digital noise. But you know what? I'm going to embrace that. So I'm going to come down and let's use matte. And I'm going to purposely fade it and give it that old vintage look. There we go. Look at that. And then, of course, with mood, I could even, I'm sorry, not mood, we'll do mystical. Even though it's not a color photo, I want to give it more of a blur type. And I could even go to blur, not blur, I'm sorry. We'll go to glow, and use a glow effect or an Orton effect. I think I'm going to go with just a glow. There we go. Let's see if it's a difference. Yeah, look, there we go. All right. Now that I have it, I'm going to crop it a little bit. Let's crop it for, I know Facebook, well, actually, this 4x5 is a good 8x10. And my sister's been getting into a lot of printing lately for her lake house. So, all right, I have this. And there's a few little dots I got to fix. So, erase. Fix that. Fix here, little specular highlights. That could have been dust on the sensor, on the camera. Now look, I noticed that doesn't look good. So I'm going to restore that part again. And restore. There we go. Now let's zoom in a little bit closer. And I'm going to erase. There we go. All right. So I got it looking good. Now what do I do with it? Well, once I did this image here, I can take it and drag and drop it into complete. Well, actually export it. And I'm going to export. It's going to be a new export. And let's call this Tommy and Maria I'm just going to call this the 80s. All right. Now, where do I put it? Well, I'm going to go back to that E drive that we talked about, because that's where I'm storing all my images, and it's under underscore photography. Now, for me personally, let's see if I had it up here. I used to. All right, so I'm going to redo it again. I'm going to take that underscore photography right here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in my quick edits. So right here and under my quick, I used to have it there. I don't know why I moved it, but I'm going to take it. I'm going to put it right there. So now, anytime I need to go to that folder, I don't have to go searching through like I just did. It's right here in Windows. It's in my quick edits or my quick gallery. Got it? We already said it was under families. And then I called it old favorites, right? But what I want to do is put it in complete. So now I hit select, export. Now that edit is going to appear right here in complete, and there it is. All right. So that's one way of how you can edit, bringing the stuff in. Let me go back to the one again, old favorites. There we go. All right. Yeah, no, this was a cell phone picture. I used a cell phone, take a shot of this that was in my old album. So how do we fix it? Well, let's see what restore does. If restore doesn't do what I want it to do, then it's simple. I'm going to call my sister and say, hey, Maria, it didn't work. Take it out of the photo album. Let me scan it again and then edit it the proper way. So keep that in mind, and I'll show you some of the restore ones that I did for my family. So now that this is doing it, if it comes back the way I want it, great. If it doesn't, see, it did a good job, a decent job. It's not perfect. I would go with the latter. I would tell her, nope, sorry, Maria, I need you to send me the original. Now, I did spend a lot of time. In fact, I'm going to delete this. Move to trash. I did spend a lot of time editing restoring old family photos. This is a picture of my mother. My father took this shot with the Rolleiflex camera that I have over here. He said he used a bare bulb from Sears, and the light source is coming in the side, and my mother knew how to pose. I always loved this shot of her in black and white. I loved what restore did. So there I have it. And these are a lot of the other ones that I restored while I was up there, which is great. Now, here's the issue. All of my relatives were asking for these photos. I don't want to have to keep sending them individual links. So, Control A or Command A, select all the images. I'm going to undo it for now. Control D to unselect. And when you click export, you could create a new space. And that was really cool for the holiday stuff because, again, like I said, I didn't do a lot of actual holiday photos. My gift to my whole family was restoring all these old photos. And then when I did, I come over here. Let's see where I have them. I ended up putting them into a photo gallery. Let's see. I think which ones I did. Family restore, maybe. Okay, here they are. So I did this to them, and then I gave them that link. And the neat thing about it was I didn't have to send individual images to all my family members. They got to have it. So imagine this. Your next holiday, whether it's a birthday, a special event, Valentine's Day is coming up soon. Imagine doing your edits, getting them all done, putting them in that underscore complete folder. Then, if you want to distribute them to your family and friends, you select them all and send it to them. Now, keep this in mind. Every time you create a new space, right here, the new space is right here, it keeps adding to it. So, as you can see, I got a little carried away, and I created way too many of them. All right. So to organize this better, let me make sure I have the right one. Yep. Okay, that's the one I want. There's my brother Tony, my brother Tommy. So let's see. No, it's the same one. So I have a duplicate. What I'm going to do is this. I'm going to right click and delete it. And it's going to tell me right here, hey, are you sure you want to delete this space? This space will be unpublished and permanently deleted. That doesn't mean the images are deleted. It means the space you created out on the cloud is going to be deleted. I'm going to say yes to it. And then that'll remove it from my spaces over here. And it goes all the way down through like that. So if you get a little carried away like I did here, and notice there's a lot of duplicates all the way through, this is where you have to be careful. And if you start going crazy on creating all these spaces, you're going to lose track like I just did. So it's best to think of that as temporary. I only want to apply, this is Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever it is. Here's the holiday, family and friends. Here it is. It's good for the next 30 days. Use it. Download those images to your computer, your phone, whatever you want. Those are my, I'm not going to keep it longer than 30 days. You tell them that, then they're not going to expect you to be the gatekeeper. They're not going to expect you to be the one that manages it, because eventually you will delete it. Eventually it'll get lost. Eventually something will happen to it and they're going to hold you responsible. So that's a great way to share all your images with your family and friends. All right. So there we have it. I hope that was helpful. Organizing, that's the key. Start with underscore photography, and I use underscore because it moves it to the top of the list, but use something you're going to remember. Photography, all my photos, my collection, whatever you want it to be, you give it the hierarchy of the top title. Then under there is where you put all of your other images. In this case, since it's family, you may want to create one folder, family. Then everything in your family goes into those folders, and you just organize them the way you'll remember. But most importantly, put that underscore complete. So when you edit your images, throw those into the complete folder, and then use the spaces so you can share those with your family and friends. All right? Well, I hope this was helpful for you. If you have any questions, please always feel free to leave comments. If you're here, please stick around for the Ask Me Anything segment. For everyone else, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you at the next coffee break.